Yep. What's up? I think I followed you on Twitter. I mean on IG.
Oh, okay. I gotta go check that out. I definitely gotta go check that out. Yeah, so I just now tuned in maybe like 10, 15 minutes ago, and I made a video today speaking about this, that that Donald Trump, don't be surprised if Donald Trump is reelected again. And one of the reasons for that, and this is all strategic, based on America's agenda with their affiliates around the world, different affiliates they have around the world based on a world agenda that they want to meet, and it is to erode the trust in democracy and in the voting process, to kill the will of the American people, the belief in the belief in voting, to erode trust. And one way that they're doing this, and this is all to kill democracy, to set up a dictatorship, because democracy, according to some people in these affiliates, democracy is outdated. It's antiquated. You can't get things done on this world agenda that you want to get done with a democracy. It's too many cooks in the kitchen. It's just too much to go over. So they would rather have a king set up, a dictator set up, so everything can go smoothly, which will eventually lead to this new world order. And so one way you do that is to kill trust, to break people's will, to make them feel that there is no hope. And so if Donald Trump wins, people will lose almost all of their belief in the voting process, which will usher in this death of democracy. You do that by making people not even trust the media. So when Donald Trump first got elected, they started this fake news, fake media, fake media, Russian bots, China bots, Russia interfering in the election, MSNBC waffling, playing both sides, CNN playing both sides, Fox is too biased, social media, Twitter, shutting Twitter down to prevent Donald Trump from speaking things, or Joe Biden from tweeting certain things. Mark Zuckerberg, you can't trust him and who he's affiliated with. Corruption on social media. Bots infiltrating. Bots have now infiltrated YouTube as well. And so now you don't trust the media on any front. You don't trust your government, and then you don't trust the voting process. On top of that, you add in these pandemics, which honestly, which the one woman from China spoke about, that was a man-made disease made in a laboratory.
Sure feels that way. Yeah.
Right, and you add in these pandemics, and what's that's going to create is this cocktail of chaos. It's going to cause the American people to run into the streets, riot and protest, and these riots and protests are going to become bloody, where there's going to be these little pockets of civil war. The first step from the government is to say, well, this works for us. So now we can set in a state of emergency, right? After the state of emergency, then they're going to send in martial law. So what they're doing, they're creating a moment to force you to physically fight, so that they can put you under martial law, send in these troops, right? And all that's about is flexing this muscle of power, that we have power, right? That's all it's about. And through a period of time, democracy will begin to completely fade away. But the people that are going to be most hurt, because listen, Donald Trump wants a dynasty. He said that he wants to be president for 16
life.
years.
Another 12 years.
Like Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Right. He wants to be king. And after Donald Trump, it's either going to be Donald Trump Jr. or Ivanka, then Donald Trump Jr., then Eric Trump, maybe Jared Kushner after him, Donald Trump's other.
But let me ask you this though, brother.
Barron Trump.
Let me ask you this though. Like he may good and goddamn well have that intention, but you know, a lot of these politicians and the military people, they're not rolling with that shit, man. Okay, all right, thank you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like so he may do that, but there's a lot of these people are really fighting for democracy, man. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
but I do hear you though. I definitely hear what you're saying.
Yeah. You can do that. I mean, listen, that's all a part of the game. It's like that movie, that film called Wag the Dog, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like you could listen. There is no Democrats or Republicans. It's all the part of the same union. That's why every year they have the State of the Union, and they clap and cheer for their enemies, right? It's all this union. It's to set up this guise that listen, for 4 years somebody has to play the enemy, so it's going to be the donkey. Okay, the next 4 years you got to be the enemy. You're going to be the elephant, and it rotates like this. But every year they have the State of the Union address, and then they all love and hug each other. And so it's to make the American people believe that they have a choice, right? That there's options. Okay, so it's not that Donald Trump wants to do this. This is the agenda was set up decades upon decades ago. Yeah. Like Donald Trump is just hired. He's playing a role. This is going to happen potentially. So, and listen, like you said, these are all speaking about the end times. This stuff was prophesied in the book of Zechariah, the 14th chapter. This stuff is in Ezekiel. This stuff is in parts of Isaiah. You're going to read about this stuff in the book of Malachi. You're going to read about this stuff in Matthew's 24th chapter.
Yo. I want to write that down. Can you repeat that? Give me 1 second. I'm going to get a piece of paper. I want to write that down, okay?
Okay.
All right. I got my Geneva Bible, man.
Okay, right. Go to Zechariah, the 14th chapter. Okay, right. You want to go to Daniel, the 11th and the 12th chapter. Okay, you want to go to Matthew's, the 24th chapter. And then you want to just honestly just run through the book of Revelations, the whole 22 chapters of that book, because it's going to. But also, I mean, you'll hear certain things about this in the book of James. You'll hear certain things mentioned in the book of Jude. And so, and listen, one thing that they wanted to do was to make people incredulous or to be skeptical of religion. And this is something that they've been doing for decades. And so they'll say, don't trust the Bible because there are certain parts of the Bible that's contaminated. And if we make you believe that there are certain parts of the Bible that's contaminated, then you'll believe that the whole Bible is contaminated, while also putting celebrities in your face, politicians and athletes who you love and respect, and politicians, and say there isn't a God, trust science. And so now there's this wave or trend to be an atheist, or to just not believe in religion at all, or to believe that it's fake, it's a fairy tale, or it's a myth. See, this is why I say the people who don't believe in God or Allah, some people call him Yahweh, he know who he is, they're going to be the ones that's going to suffer the most when all of this stuff happens, because they don't have someone to fall back on spiritually. And so they're going to run to the bottle, they're going to run to whatever they're smoking, they're going to pop how many pills they're going to pop, and they're going to commit suicide. Interesting. They're going to be the ones that's going to hurt the most. This is right. This is why you read in Daniel, the 12th chapter, when he says, when these things happen, when all of this stuff happens in the end days, he says there's going to be people who are going to lead others to righteousness, and they shall shine like the stars of the firmament forever. Right. And so this is what you're going to see. Listen, and also it's going to become so overwhelming, because what's going to happen, you're going to get these storms, right? And some people call it climate change. What it is that these governments around the world and these industries they've taken so much of the Earth's resources, natural resources, that the Earth has become weakened. So this is why you'll hear him say, and there should be earthquakes in diverse places, right? Great earthquakes. Well, yeah. Once you realize that you've been sucking the earth from its oil and minerals and coal for all of these decades, the earth has become a little more dry and brittle, right? So what happens is this, sir. All right, the summers are going to get hotter. The winters are going to get colder. The springtime is going to get more wet. And then these seasons are going to carry over into these other seasons, which will create these unique and different kinds of storms, right? Because you have to understand something. The earth is hurting. It's in a traumatic state. It's weakened. And so remember, heat. The summertime gives strength and energy to the earth. The wintertime allows the earth to rest, and the springtime nurtures the earth. Well, the earth isn't such a weak state that it needs more rest than ever before, but it also needs more energy than ever before. That's why these summers are getting hotter, the springs are getting wetter, the winters are getting colder, and then the seasons are colliding with each other, and you're getting these unusual storms, these crazy earthquakes in weird places and stuff like that. And so all of this stuff is piled on. Then you have all of these pandemics. He said in the last days there should be pestilences. He also says in the last days there should be great tribulation unlike any ever before in the history, and it shall not be like this ever again. When you look up tribulations, it means great oppression. That's one of the definitions. So you want to talk about black people being slaves for 400 years, or the true Hebrew Israelites being slaves in Egypt, or people being oppressed, that's nothing compared to what you're going to see down here now. And this is all setting the table. This is all setting the table. So listen, if Donald Trump gets elected, and if he does, it will be about the powers that be. Yes. You're going to see these things happen. You're going to see these things happen.
Wow, man, that's definitely a lot to think about, man. You know.
It really is, and listen, you can vote, and I'm not saying don't vote. What I am saying is that if Donald Trump gets elected, it's going to kill people's belief in voting, which is part of what they want. Because remember, the future is dictatorship. Democracy takes too long, voting and passing it through Congress, and it just takes too long. They're trying to get to this new world order. This stuff taking too long. We got to kill democracy, right? And so that's the plan. That's the plan. But listen. Also, if Joe Biden gets elected, right? It still won't stop. It still won't stop, right? It just may be a slower death of democracy with Joe Biden. But at some point, someone plays the enemy. The elephant is going to be the enemy. And hold on, one last thing, sir, if I can, real quick. Now, you do know that if Joe Biden gets elected, that's the first shot in the Civil War. This is going to be 1864, 1865 all over again. That's the first shot. And that's coming from white supremacists and other groups, people who have already formed militias. Okay, so that's a part of that Second Amendment. So what's going to happen is if Joe Biden gets elected, because they know it's a possibility he won't live that long, or the DNC will feed the media, right? This stuff that's going to tell the media that we've decided to have Joe Biden step down. That's the 25th Amendment. He has cognitive decline, and then Kamala Harris will be your president. Now this stuff is getting serious, and so the white people, or the white supremacists and other people, they know that this is going to happen. Right. If this happens, there's no way that they're going to allow that. Right. So if Joe Biden gets elected, that's the first shot fired, and you're going to see war break out. Black people are going to be getting shot and slaughtered. Just walking into
we're going to fight back, brother. We're going to fight back.
Oh yeah. You're going to see it, but listen. Either way, the system wins. Remember, they want martial law anyway. That's the whole point. So listen, if Joe Biden gets elected, we win. There's going to be war. If Donald Trump gets elected, they're going to take to the streets, riot and protest, burn things down. We're still going to win no matter what. It's a win-win situation. This is why you can vote all you want. The main thing is to stay strong. Take care of your family. Take care of your community. Stay close to your Creator. Share this knowledge with as many people as possible. And watch God's plan work itself out, because that's what's going to happen.
That's right. I totally agree with that. Yep. Yeah, man. I appreciate your phone call, brother.
I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you too. God bless you, man.
All right. Peace, brother.
Peace.
All right. So, first of all, see, this is the beautiful thing about my platform is we all don't have to agree. You know what I'm saying? And it don't have to be going back and forth. It don't need to be all of that. You know what I'm saying? I heard that brother out, and I don't necessarily agree with what he had to say, but I do respect it. And then at the end, I do agree. Now, here's a couple of things that I don't agree about. Okay. So I used to be very cynical when I was coming up. You know what I mean? I read about the Trilateral Commission and the Committee of 300 and William Cooper, Behold the Pale Horse, and all of all the New World Order and the Illuminati, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, back in the 90s, I remember studying all of that. And I was very cynical. And I was like, okay, they're out to get us. But then as more and more I read and more I study, there is no they. Okay? The reason why I say that is because they are not unified. Okay? Like, not all Freemasons agree with each other. They be an internal conflict. Fox News, not all of them agree with each other. The pharmaceutical company ain't necessarily with the military industrial complex. CNN ain't necessarily with MSNBC. The Democrats ain't necessarily with the Republicans. So there is no mythological they. That's something that I learned. And so now with that being said, I do feel that man plans, it's a quote in the Quran. It says, man plans, but Allah surely is the best of planners. So I hear what the brother is saying, and the so-called white man, you know what I'm saying, he may have a certain plan that he wants to implement, 1,000-year plan or whatever. But just because you have a plan don't necessarily mean it will work. You know what I mean? How many times it was your plan to go pick up your girl and go get some food, and that shit did not happen. If something like that can get foiled, then a multi-generational 1,000-year plan can absolutely foil itself and not manifest. Now, I do feel that Allah is the best of planners. And I feel that no matter what man does, it will happen if it's Allah's will. That's just my personal opinion. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys aren't religious. So I and some of you are, of course. But I feel that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these devils are conniving, and yeah, there's you know what I mean, they may try to do the New World Order, but it don't mean that they're successful. Okay. Now, also I feel that conflict is what makes the world, keep going. And then there's constantly, like, black people, we can't get together. Here we have 50 Cent talking about he want to vote for Donald Trump. And then we thought was like, man, I thought we figured out we not voting for Trump. Now, I do feel like our vote matters, okay? And I feel that, I feel the brother, the last conversation, there are people out there that want to see the end of democracy. Who is it? It is actually Russia, who is our enemy, okay? Okay, Russia was a collection of states, the way we are a collection of states. Then when the USSR fell, those states then became countries. So imagine United States of America, quote unquote, falling, and now then California becomes a country, and Texas becomes a country. That's what happened in Russia. So Russia's number one enemy is the United States of America and our democracy. But we do have allies that want us to uphold our democracy, such as Germany, such as maybe Saudi Arabia. I'm not sure, maybe. You know what I mean? They be playing both sides of the fence. But not everybody is against democracy. So I hear what the brother is saying. I just don't feel that I don't feel like our enemies have a united, you know what I'm saying, coalition. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that they're strong enough to actually will. Like, I really don't think the white man is all that powerful. You know what I'm saying? I know it sounds crazy, but I think that we give the white man way too much credit. Because one, we say that, like, a lot of us, we saw the white Christ and we thought that Jesus was a white man, right? And then a lot of us flipped it and say Jesus is the devil. Listen, I don't think the white man is I don't think he's that powerful, man. I really don't. Now, I think he is powerful, but I don't think he's that powerful.